Here with me today is Carrie Davis with the Pacesetter Gallery in Flowood, as well as Pete Massey with the Mississippi Poetry Society. They're telling us about some fun events coming up between now and on into the fall, I guess, or just about it. Gosh, talking about fall already. Oh, and it's 97 degrees in my car on the web. Maybe that'll make us feel cooler anyway.
You know, it's all state of mind.
Yeah, my mind is frozen. My mind is burned up right now. It needs to be frozen. That's it. So, you got art lessons coming up. That's one thing.
We do. So we just finished summer camps, and now we're getting back into the regular school year. We do Tuesday night youth art lessons. Wednesday we do some teen and adult, and Thursdays we also do some adult lessons. So we have a lot of people that have either later in life decided that they've always wanted to learn how to make art, and they just haven't made time for it, and they want to do that. So they'll come in, and I'll help them see where they're at and see what we can do to build their skills, whether they want to do watercolor or acrylic or printmaking. There's a lot of different areas that they can start, growing in, and everyone's got an individual level of where they're at and where they're trying to get. Okay. So it's very personal, and a lot of the artists that will come out and paint with us, they really love that camaraderie they get with the other adults, teens, and youth that are there that are also creative. So it's a great creative space. We do that just during the middle of the week in the evenings.
Okay, and tell me about your age groups. How do you break them down?
Sure. So the Tuesdays we have two classes. That's second grade through sixth grade, and then we go into 7th through 10th for the teen. And then the adult classes, I have some 17 and 18-year-old older teens that a lot of times will be in those classes as well. Tell
me about some of your. I don't want to take up too much time because you've got a lot to talk about. But tell me about some of the experiences, especially that you've had with the older artists who come in and discover, hey, this is what I really should have been doing all along.
Well, I think life kind of gets in the way for us sometimes. We have kids growing up, we have a daytime job we're doing all the time, and there's a famous guy, John Tesh, who says that if you do art, it lowers your cortisol level by 25%. No. So it's actually something you're doing for yourself.
So stress relief, yeah.
Stress relief, it kind of centers you, it gives you a way to express what's going on. And I do feel like people get right now a lot into scrolling and things like that, and then time just flies and they don't realize they really didn't do anything constructive with their time. This is a way to invest in yourself and your health and, growing and learning who you are, expressing yourself. And I think that we kind of have lost that creative side. So that's one thing we love about the gallery is connecting people back together again and finding ways to express ourselves and grow our confidence in our skills.
Now look at it like this: if it's online is something you can't get away from, you can create something that you can post.
That's right. So, yeah. Well, and you've come to when we had plein air painting competitions. It's all tied together. But there's a lot of times for me in my life where I was able to fit just a little bit of art in, and it was usually by myself, all alone, creating at my house. So the gallery, we love to have a time where people can get out of their little art studio at the house and spend some time together. Yeah.
And that really helps when you talk to people who have the same thing on their mind that you have on your mind too.
That's right, and and that's a more formal way to learn technical skills. And then we have a lot of other events that are a one-time kind of event.
On my list here, I have paint and sip. That's intriguing. Tell me about that.
So we have those. We have two coming up. One at the gallery and one at Table 100 that are coming up this month. Cliff Speaks, which is a very well-known Mississippi artist. He's going to be teaching people how to create this guitar player. And it's starting with a black canvas. It's a $44 expense. That includes all your supplies, your instruction, and we have very heavy hors d'oeuvres, things that you can eat easily, at the table while you're painting. Wine, and then also some sparkling beverages for those that don't drink. And we have usually about 32 people at the gallery. When we do it at Table 100, we get closer to around 50. Yeah. For them, they do a 3-course meal. Everybody eats first. They have a bar in the back, and they theme everything. So the food and everything will be themed to the Island Breeze paint and sip theme, where you'll be creating a beach scene without the issues of sand and sunburn.
Great. Pete, you've been awfully quiet over there. Let's bring you into this. You're telling us about Poetry Night.
Yes, Poetry Night. We began partnering with Carrie at Pacesetter Gallery not long after they opened in 2021, I think it was. And we started meeting once a month to have an open mic poetry night. And we had some of our poets would come along, but everybody is invited to come and join. If you write poetry or ever thought about writing poetry, or just enjoy hearing poetry, you can come and share your poems or just listen. And we found it's been very beneficial to both of us, you know,
Yeah.
get people into the gallery, but we've had a good number of new members join the Mississippi Poetry Society as a result of being the exposure of open mic.
That's
So
outstanding. Tell me about open. When is it? First of all,
So
either one of you.
it's coming up August 1st. It's from 6 to 8. It's come and go. If you are a poet that has been writing poetry but you've never shared it, it's a very relaxed, welcoming place where you can pull that poem out and read it for the first time. We'll have people that are seasoned poets that go, I'm not quite finished with this one, but I wanted to try it out on you guys.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a very low pressure kind of thing. It's just a relaxing way. Once again, creative, just like whether you're painting or writing, there's so many ways to express yourself. And what I love about it is when I am at Poetry Society, it's kind of like I'm just so in the moment because, you know, like Pete is an excellent poet. And when he reads his poetry, sometimes it's got a sense of humor to it or a sense of irony to it, or it's tied to things in his life. We were just talking about this one coming up, the theme. We do a theme, but you don't have to write to it. Because as artists, we really don't take direction well. So
Okay.
you don't have to write to the poem theme, but it helps inspire people sometimes to write to it. And the theme is War and Peace.
War and Peace.
So Pete, tell us what kind of came up to you whenever you thought about that theme.
Well, when Carrie reached out and said War and Peace, I spent 2 years in the Army. I was drafted back in 1972, so I spent 2 years, Fort Polk, Louisiana mostly. And so
Alma mater.
I've been writing poetry since probably junior high, off and on, and I have 3 or 4 poems that I wrote while I was in the Army that I said, well, this is a good time to bring those in and share them from my point of view, and be excited about that. So